Hello and welcome to another of Mike's Hidden Corners, and this time I'm up in the country about 70 miles north of Edinburgh in this beautiful county of Angus, an agricultural area with a lot of history attached to it, and I happen to own a house here called Baldovie Lodge, which is made available for holiday lets when I'm not actually staying here. So I'm going to swing you around, going to give you some of the views and some of the history about the house and surrounding area. So as you can see, it's an old stone-built lodge house on a former estate, which is now agriculture with various farms around here. Now, the house is thought to be 19th century, and it was a lodge house for an older building up on the hill called Baldovi House. Now, Baldovi from the Gaelic means low-lying farmstead. And you can see there's a lot of greenery here. I'm just going to walk us down through the front garden here, and amazing collection of trees all around here. You can see the sky at the moment. It's quite dark and grey, but the sun has been coming through at various stages. And of course, I'm an artist, musician, and I'm up here with my son just now. We're going to play some music. He plays the accordion as well as the snare drum, and we're going to do some piping because I'm a bagpiper also. It's amazing to come up into the country and play the pipes in this beautiful setting. Now, just ahead of us, you can see Baldovi Cottage. This has been recently sold, and I don't know who's coming here, but it's deeper down in the dip beside the Commie Burn. If I can just peek over the fence, you may just hear the water of the Commie Burn running there. It has got fish in it, very small, but if you come here you can get the rights to fish in the burn. And this area too, and if you can spot behind that cottage, there's a little road going up the hill, and that road used to continue over the river, but as you can see the remains of a bridge, a historic bridge, which unfortunately went down. A combination of a big vehicle turning and high water through a stormy season about 25 years ago. So the road down to my house here just stops before the river. This area also was well known and beloved by a writer called Violet Jacob. Violet Kennedy Erskine. She was of one of the titled families around Montrose, and she was quite a highly thought of author and poet, and one of her books called Flemington was set in this area, described by John Buchan as being the best romantic novel after the Master of Ballantrae, so it's quite an accolade. Now she describes coming down the road past my house and going over to Baldovi House, which is an ancient 17th century house behind the trees. I'm just swinging us around, show you the sky at the moment. Getting some art shots here. Of course, I'm a landscape painter as well. And just behind these trees, that clump of trees, if you were to follow the road up, is what is today a farmhouse, but was previously an estate house. And it was built in the late 17th century in Renaissance style, as we call it. Unfortunately, you cannot see it. I would have to cross the burn and go quite a distance up, but you'll have to take my word for it. And it was altered and added to by an architect called James Playfair. James Playfair didn't live very long. He died in his late 30s, but he was the father of William Henry Playfair, who is probably better known for designing some of the public buildings in Edinburgh. So yeah, Baldovi means from the Gaelic low-lying farmstead, and if you were to come down here to my house, you would know why that was. It's tucked and hidden away amongst the hills and dales of this agricultural landscape. Now the type of stone on the house, and if you see on the left-hand side, you can see there is an addition with the bigger window, plainer window. That's the kitchen. The stonework is sandstone, old red sandstone, which is common to the landscape in this part of Scotland. old historic house. Funny enough, there is an Andrew Carnegie connection as well, because his daughter, after Andrew Carnegie's death, she bought the house, and her name is on the title deeds of the lodge here. As you can see, you've got quite a massive bit of grass that I come up to cut. It's great to have the wide open spaces. Take us further over. Once again, some nice sky views. It's an unusual sky today, and wild raspberry in here. Going back to when the raspberry canes were quite commonly planted about, but now they've decided not to do that anymore, the nearby farmers, but you can still pick some wild raspberries. And another view. And if you look over, that's like Persia away in the distance. If you were to walk over there, you'd come to Airlith, and then you would come to Blair Gowrie and take another panoramic shot over to the hill. And there's ancient stone circles up there, which date back about 3,000 years ago. And those people who are into Outlander would be in their element up there. There's a lot of ancient history about this part of Scotland on the hill. So I'm going to walk back around the outside of the house just now. Give you some nice views as I'm doing that. As you can see, very green. Scotland is very green, of course. We get a lot of rain. We need the rain for the whisky, etc., etc. See the old stonework, ancient stonework here. Okay. I'm just going to take you inside now. Very quick look around. My son's in one of the bedrooms, so I'm not going to intrude on him, but I'll show you the rest of the house, and you can see this really elegant ancient stonework. They say it's the remains of Balfour Castle, ancient castle going back to the 16th century, which is nearby. But part of that castle is now a farm, but they used to go and use these places to get stone from to build houses. And I believe some of this is dated then. You can see this picture is one of my etchings of Glamis Castle. And that's very nearby. It's a historic site, which is all on the doorstep. It's really just on the doorstep. And if you look above the door, you can see the leaded pane glass again. Very typical and historic of this type of house. Big thick walls. It's an old house. Of course, when you think you've got a house, the main house on the other side of the river that goes back to the 17th century, goodness knows how old this house is. So this is the interior. There's two nice comfy leather settees there. I'm showing you this because you may want to come, because this cottage lodge is available for let, and we're up here just now getting it all ready again for the next clients coming. My collection of books and views, nice views out the window. So though it's an old cottage, I've got all modernised to make sure it's all secure and comfortable, with central heating and a wood burning stove too. I like this old chair. You see this old chair? I've had this since I was a child. It's an old garden seat. It's made out of kind of stone, just in front of the garden shed there. So swing around, and there is the wood burning stove and my collection of logs for the next client who's just coming in tomorrow. On the walls you can see some of my paintings. I was in Ireland on a residency, and this was done in Ballinskilligs in the southern part of Ireland. And we'll swing around. My wood. Okay, there's old kind of farm wooden doors as well, quite historic and typical. is a twin bedroom here, and got some examples of artwork again. On the left hand side is one of my etchings, Scots view in the borders, love that view. And over here is a picture by James Duff, who was one of my, or Jimmy Duff, who was one of my lecturers at Dundee Art College when I was there, passed on many years ago. Nice drawing. So getting ready for the next people coming in. Nice views out the window again. Landscape round about. It's very quiet here, although Kirriemuir, only about 3.5 miles away, is the nearest town, so you do get the feeling of seclusion, although it isn't that secluded, but it's perfect at the moment for people that want to just get away in the family group and relax and so on. So we're going to swing around. View of the other painting, another one of mine from my residency in Ballinskelligs, and just some features. It's got all the safety features and so on, integrated fire alarms and smoke alarms and all that. Full central heating as well, of course, and bathroom and shower room. And you may think this unusual. It's not got any opaque glass in the window, but why would you need it when you are in this beautiful secluded area, and it's got one of the most amazing views out the bathroom window as well. Okay, you've got the shower room. Okay. So we'll back out of there and finally take you into the kitchen. And here's a kitchen. Once again with the radiators. It's integrated units, all the stuff you need, washing machine, fridge, cooker, all that, which can be shut away and closed in that integrated fashion. Cooker with the extractor fan, hobbit top, plenty of cover space as well, and a wee quick view of the hospitality tray, which I'm digging into at the moment, which I maybe shouldn't be for the guests coming. And a microwave. And again, a view out the window. These views are just amazing. Okay, so I'm just gonna swing aside again. Hopefully you can see me. And thank you for watching. This is a different hidden corner, but I hope you enjoyed it okay. And all the best. Take care. Thank you.